the screen.
Okay.
I mean, look at the camera.
All right, what is going on, everybody? I want to thank everyone who's going to join us today for this, early edition of the No Lag Zone. Now, as you guys know, with Johnny Slicks, whatever time he has available and we can get him on, we'll change everything just to get him here. And, no, I'm not an official employee. I just figured I'd match the team today for once. So, what the heck? Now, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I got to. The only reason Johnny's here today is I really wanted Rebecca. Now, if you think about it, a badass boss in this business. She keeps these guys under control. She keeps everything moving smoothly. And she went, no, you got to bring Johnny. He's going to get mad if he's not on. So,
Yeah.
Here he is. We got Johnny, the pity guest for today. Everyone give a big round of applause, Now, before we get into the usual fun, I see you guys over there in the comments. Bearded Metal Chef, Vato, and Jose. How are you, brother? Now, Johnny, I know you're no stranger to my channel. I know you're no stranger to this industry. But you guys introduce yourselves, please.
Yeah, so my name is Johnny Slicks.
Rebecca Slicks.
This is Rebecca Slicks, my wife. And we co-own Johnny Slicks Incorporated with Nick Kumalatzos and Ali Kumalatzos. We make, I forget how to say this the best, organic, American-made, handcrafted grooming products. I guess that's the best way. Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah,
right.
I know. And we do that right here in North Carolina, southeastern North Carolina. Everything is e-commerce. We have a couple retail wholesale shops across the country, but everything is mainly e-commerce at johnnyslicks.com. We fulfill on our own and we manufacture on our own. So everything is made right here in America, which is kind of rad. It's kind of my dream.
Nowadays that is, it's I don't want to say unusual, but it's different. And Iron Wings, when your guest has a schedule, you fit your time in there, That's all I'm saying. All right. One of the biggest things I always seem to forget to ask you guys, where'd the name come from?
Yeah, that's a great question. It was in 2016, late 2016. I was going to barber school. I think it came from just me being slick all the time.
Yeah.
Not so say like physically slick or anything like that. More of like, I know how to talk.
It kind of went from like a wise guy to a slick guy.
Yeah, like wise, a smart ass, to like slick. I'm slick.
Yeah.
I can get in and out of things. I can,
Again.
Yeah.
And hey, Ninja, it's okay. Yeah, when you're going wise guy, I'm like, hey, over there. Hey, come here.
Yeah. Exactly. So it kind of evolved from there. And Johnny's just kind of been like
nickname thrown around.
Yeah, nickname thrown around quite often, so kind of just fit together. And honestly, when somebody said, I think originally it was Johnny Slick, and it just didn't like roll off the tongue right, and it just ended up becoming Johnny Slicks. So worked out pretty good. Yeah,
and it's weird how everything like blends into that. Like the slick swag, slick soap, slick. It all blends in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything is slick. Yeah, it's so easy to work with too. Mary Slickmas, Apple Slicks.
Yeah,
Slick Day.
Pumpkin Slicks.
We got a Slick Day cake. All this. Yep, exactly.
It is just absolutely amazing. Now, I know we've touched on a whole bunch of stuff since I've had you on, and it almost feels like my YouTube career has kind of like been basically around you guys, because I started talking to you right as you got the break. And not so much a break, but when you partnered up with Nick.
Yeah.
Because like I've always said, I heard about you in one of his videos, completely forgot about you until I saw a Facebook ad.
Right, yeah.
Pulled the trigger on Rugged, and then,
rest is history.
Yeah. We know from there.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, other than everything is handmade, it's all organic. And guys, if you're really curious why he... All right. I blinked out for a moment.
I think it was a glitch in the Matrix. I see you now, though.
Okay, or, I don't know. Maybe YouTube is watching me. But like I said...
Watch out for YouTube.
Oh God, I just lost my train of thought. All right. Other than the all organic thing, what do you think really, really separates Johnny Slicks from everything else you can find, say, in a big box store?
Other than organic ingredients?
Other than everything's all organic and handmade.
Okay. Other than that, I would say the culture behind it. I mean, you go to a box store somewhere. The products you see on the shelf, I mean, name somebody in the company, name where they're made, name anything really about that
their
company.
Values, their mission.
Yeah, you don't know their mission statement. You don't know their vision. You don't know
how they treat their own people.
You don't know anything about them really until you start looking. And honestly, when it comes to box stores, I'm not going to bash any company ever.
I'm not looking to name anybody. Just
when it comes to box stores, there are certain types of guidelines that the box stores make the companies do, like putting in certain ingredients to preserve shelf life, to all of these things that the box store does. And when it comes to the difference, is just the community and the culture that the company has, the product that comes, because when you buy the product, you're really most people are looking for just a product that works, right? But now it's getting to the point where people want to be a part of something. And when you go to the box store and you buy something off the shelf, I mean, it kind of ends there, doesn't it? I mean, you can leave a review, you can reach out to the company, there's things like that. But imagine being a part of a culture where you're valued and your ideas are valued as just a normal consumer. You didn't put investments in, you're not a silent partner, and you're not looking to like make a huge impact, but you just are a part of something. You don't really get that when you're going to a convenience store or someplace, a consolidation store, or a box store. You don't really get that type of feeling or vibe. And one of the biggest things we promote is the culture that comes with it. Slicksters, we have so many different things that we value each customer so much and offer their individuality that people just run with it because they've never been a part of something like this. And we say it all the time. It's a great
feeling.
Yeah, we say it all the time. The Slicksters are just a bunch of misfits. None of us belong anywhere except for together. And we show it too. When Slicksters get together, the content that's created, the openness, the communication, the honesty, the transparency, it all allows. And we're just talking about a product here. Let me repeat that. We're talking about a product that we created is encouraging people to be better. And isn't that the point? And that's just something you don't really get off a box store ever.
Spot on. And we got a question for you, Johnny. Can you guys see the comments?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I've been looking for your shampoo, conditioner, and pomade. Is it good for oily, dry hair, dandruff at times? Why oil-based versus water-based pomade? That's a great question. Actually, I am creating the first fully organic water-based pomade. It's taken me some time though, but yes, it absolutely is good for oily or dry hair. Do you have oily or dry hair? I'm confused. Are you asking for both oily and dry hair? Because we have different products. If you have oily skin, combination skin or dry skin, we have products that can fit either or. It's just a matter of which ones.
And Iron Wings, thank you, brother. Now, I like what you're saying a moment ago. So before he types that in there, I'm going to follow it up with this. Ever since I made my first purchase with you, I even made a comment. I bought this, Nick, because of you. You guys were really quick to respond right back going, you're going to love it. This is going to be this.
Yeah.
You don't see that in a lot. And I think this is what we as consumers are spoiled with in, I hate using this phrase, but the small batch men's grooming industry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we have such an ability to reach out to you via social media and go, hey, this blue chunks, here's why.
Yeah.
Normally we'll get something back, or if it will be, here he is, and I'll give you that in a moment. Or if it's like a good response, we get something back, but you don't see that like with Skittles or Coca-Cola or McDonald's.
Oh, hell no.
Their CEO is not going to sit and go, you didn't like your Big Mac? Oh, well, here's your money back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. So let me answer this real quick. Yes, oily skin, and later in the day, the head hair becomes oily. So you definitely have oily skin. The hair is dry out of the shower for a couple of hours. Okay, so what I recommend, highly recommend, super simple, because I have super oily skin. I have yet to meet anyone that has more oily skin than me. On average, we say wash your hair 2 to 3 times a week. Shampoo, condition, right? If you have oily skin, now you could do that more. You could wash it every other day. If you have oily skin, it all depends on how much oil. And this all comes with practice. Obviously, there isn't, if any company is claiming anywhere that you could just grab a product off the shelf and use it by recommended and it works, that's insane. Like you've got to be the most average person health-wise, because every single person is different, and each one of these products yet is completely natural and organic, still has some, like, you have to adjust to it. You know, you might have oily skin, you might have some dry skin. It works for both, but maybe use a little bit less on oily skin, a little bit more on dry skin. So it all matters on those things. With you and your oily skin, I recommend grabbing a shampoo and conditioner and washing hair every other day. And you can actually use beard wash as a shampoo in the meantime if you feel like your scalp is getting a little bit too much wear and tear. And then hair right out of the shower, towel dry it, put on some oil-based pomade right away.
Just
get in some moisturizing. Beautiful. And obviously when it comes to how much oil-based pomade you use, that'll come over time. But I highly recommend just grabbing shampoo and conditioner, do that every other day, and oil-based pomade right out of the shower with your hair towel dried.
And Donald, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it. Right about down there where my channel name is, I always suck at this. That's my discount code with Johnny Slicks. It's not an affiliate code, bro. I make 0 off of that. So if you want to try his stuff out and get you at a good discount, you use that channel name. That's all I'm saying. Use that channel name, okay?
Yep, do it.
Whew. All right.
Now, what did you say before, though? You mentioned something.
Well, it's the fact that you were talking about the culture that you created.
Right.
And I like the fact that no matter what it is, I've been able to get a hold of you about stuff and go, Maple Slicks, my God, that's strong. You know, you're like, well, you know, it can come out that way.
Yeah.
Or just the simple things like the cuteness factor loves this. Dude, you should see her. You know, and it's those interactions that make people want to keep coming back, other than the fact you're a veteran-owned business, which automatically had my money.
Right. Yeah.
And it God, this is going to sound so screwed up, but I don't give a shit. You're the same exact person I talked to on Instagram years ago as you are right now.
Yeah.
You haven't changed.
Yeah.
At all. You know, and I said this in the last feed, it's really rare when you see people start to get success, they start to move away from the very little things that got them there.
Yeah, of course.
You haven't. You've doubled down on them. And I love that.
Yeah, because what I found really funny, we both find it really funny actually, is that the more success books we read, the more kind of backwards it's leaning. So for us, success in business and personal comes with happiness and positive relationships with the people we're engaging in, right? A lot of success books don't really talk about that. They talk about kind of like how people suck up your time, and you should focus more on, you know, writing and doing these type of business things, and kind of like let the customers take care of themselves. And I found I can't sleep at night like that. So knowing me, I just double down on it. Like you said, I absolutely love the Slicksters. That is like my thing, man. I can't get enough of the culture. It's not even, we started the culture, but
it's taken off.
The Slicksters kind of got it.
Yeah.
Like that's you know, they do it themselves. And that's something that I never, ever want to forget. And if I ever, you can put this out, if I ever forget that, or ever,
I'll get them.
Yeah, she gonna hold me accountable, because that's just something that I love it. I never want to do anything else. I don't want to. I mean, this is something that I'm truly, truly passionate about, not just making the products, but the people, the community that we build and that we stand with. It's incredible. Yeah.
And Miss Rebecca, just because, you know, I care, there's a blade with my prints on it. I'll mail it to you.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Hey, now wait a second. What's going on here?
But how awesome is it? Someone will go in the Slickster group and have a question, and immediately within 5 minutes, a ton of Slicksters are just offering a ton of information, advice, like personal information. Like, it's just awesome to have that community.
Yeah.
And the fact that, as far as I can tell, your moderators in that group, and I've been with that group almost since day one, they don't do a lot of work in there. There's not a lot of drama. There's not a lot of anger. There's not a lot of hatred in that group. Yeah. Which is rare for social media.
Yeah. It's exhausting to see people bicker and argue about what makes us different.
I'm sorry. I've got kids. I know.
I know you know.
Oh my God.
But to watch the energy being expelled for what purpose? I don't understand. So there's like,
and we've been firm with that from the start. And I think that's one of the biggest things that helps.
No tolerance for that type of stupidity. There's no time for that.
There's just no reason for it.
Like, why are we choosing to argue instead of uplift? It doesn't make sense when equally that you could do either or. I don't understand that. So like that's something that we just zero tolerance in the company, outside of the company, in the groups, community. Like it is love bound. There is nothing here that we're supposed to be hating and picking on each other. And if there is, like you see when I get text messages that are just like F you, things like that, gone. I don't even pay a second thought. I mean, there's so many things I could say to that, correct this person, do that. But I'm going to choose to spend my time and energy on the people that are positive and loving and that have our backs. This person's just going to go away anyway. So
one of the things I love is when you do your spontaneous Instagram things
Yeah.
and you walk around the shop.
Yeah.
It's not like you see people running away from you. You see people at work playing music, having a good time, laughing and joking with you. It's not, oh shit, the boss is here. And yeah, I'm sorry, Rebecca. I had to do it that day. I'm like, boss is here, behave, everybody.
Yeah. No, it's definitely our team is amazing. I could
they genuinely enjoy being there.
Without them, we don't know.
We couldn't do without them.
Chicken without a head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom would go postal, but that's just my opinion.
Probably, most likely. Yeah.
Sometimes we have to kick Tom out of there and be like, "Hey, bro, go home. Take a nap."
Yeah, he's sleeping there.
Oh, God. Speaking of him, I should have got more. The slick beach care.
Yeah,
my girls love that. I have to hide it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he did amazing for his
he did such a good job, didn't he? Yeah. So beach care ends October 1st. So September 30th. So we have only a few more weeks and everything's
9 days.
9 days.
21st.
Yeah, 9 days.
Yeah, we got 9 days left until you can't get it until next year.
So stock up on beach care.
Yeah.
It is a great moisturizer.
It's 30% off right now too.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I feel so bad because I got some of it a while ago and I keep meaning to review it and it always gets pushed to the back burner. Then I'm like, season's gone.
Yeah.
The beach care season, I'm like, all right, I got to do this. Then it's gone. I'm like,
Yep. Beach care is short. It really is. The longest season I think is actually
winter.
Fall.
Oh, because that runs through. Yeah.
Yeah. Fall is probably the best, mainly because everybody loves pumpkin and maple. That's like everybody's fragrance of the season.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the top thing. So
yeah.
Beach care goes too quick for sure.
It's the season. I mean, maple is a great scent, but how can I equate this? When I got it in pomade that once, and I left it in my room for a while.
Yeah,
you ever go in your room after a candle stops burning and you can still smell it?
Yeah.
Even though it's sealed in the container, I'm like, maple, man, I want waffles. What the hell?
Yeah.
So maple is bad for the belly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. All right, now let's talk about something brand new for you guys. Well, technically it's not new. It's been out for a couple months. Let's talk about your ambassador program.
Yeah.
Because I know, and hey, Gabe, I see you popping in. I know that you guys have been bugged about it forever and a day.
Mm-hmm.
What made you finally pull that trigger and roll it out?
Well, you had a huge part in that. You and Allie kind of put that together. Yeah, finding the right platform really is the right software and the right platform to leave. We kind of just we didn't want to jump platforms, if that makes sense. So something you find in the business realm is you try something, you try software, you try a company, you try anything, and then it evolves. And then you're like, okay, this doesn't work, but this company is offering this software. And leaving that boat to go to another one, you can imagine how much of a headache that is. So we kind of didn't want to pull the trigger, especially at the size we are now. We didn't want to pull the trigger too early and not have the right platform for the Slicksters. We were talking about the pros and cons of rolling it out earlier this year. We talked about making it so it's like in-house, so it's like application, and then she reviews them herself. It's not a platform. And then eventually it just got to the point where we were like, all right, 14.5 with iOS came out, so like privacy settings got shut down everywhere. I think ad marketing went down like 38% across the board of e-commerce. So we needed to figure something out and pivot away from that change in privacy. And we had this sitting on the shelf and we were just ready to go. So we just started putting everything together. Her and Allie really took like the blunt end of all of the legwork and the carrying of all of that rollout. But luckily, because of the community and how loyal and awesome the Sixers are,
they made it so easy.
That rollout just went. It just ran. Like everybody just hopped on it. Everything went smooth, seamless. There were little hiccups on what is this platform because it's an app. So it was a little confusing there, but everything got fixed. We ran through all the little hiccups that normal software rollouts do. And just took off. It's absolutely doing incredible.
And it's awesome because it's another platform that slicksters can share their love of the products and of the company with one another and really communicate with each other, like what products are their favorite, what fragrances. Yeah. And that's the best way to hear if you like a product or not. It's from word of mouth from an actual user.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So to be able to have that platform, and our best part about it is being able to see the content that the slicksters create. We love seeing their creative side of what they do with the products and why they love it. So it's like Christmas for us to be able to watch those videos all the time.
Well, see, as a longtime supporter of you guys, I was always sitting out there and going, why don't I see more? Why don't I see more? Why don't I see more? Yeah. And now it's like I'm seeing it everywhere. And I'm like, oh, fuck, it's about time.
I know it's gotten to the point now where I just open up Instagram and it's like 100 comments, 100 likes, 100 tags. And I'm like, well, if I don't tune in like every 3 hours, I lose notifications. And I feel terrible, but like,
it's awesome though.
They're doing incredible work. They're doing awesome.
That's a good problem to have.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Everybody talking about you and not in a, did you see what it did to my face? And you see someone looking like a lobster, you know?
Yeah. Instead, there's American flags everywhere and nothing but love from all the slicksters. And the coolest part is when people that message us, like big fans of the company, message us constantly, we know their name, and then we see them commenting on another big fans company or page and comment. They're commenting on each other's posts. I'm like, you know him? I know him. I know they're friends too.
There's that
community. And they became friends from the ambassador program. So it's just really cool to see how a relationship could be built on something that you had no part of at all. And it's just cool to watch. Everyone engaged together.
I agree. I mean, it's been nice watching it because at one point I almost felt like I was the only person talking about you guys. I'm like, there's got to be more out here, you know?
Yeah. It's a matter of legwork though when it comes to the content as well. Being able to not only get the content created, but also manage it and make sure it gets seen in the right places. When somebody tags us in a photo and the photo looks phenomenal, making sure that we repost it, share it, comment. But when there's a certain point of like hundreds of them coming through a day, it gets unmanageable. So it's all a matter of how we pivot and adjust to tackle this change in revolving business. So it's kind of cool.
Sounds like a job for your director of social media. Wonder who that is.
Let's move on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not in the mood to get stabbed.
She's doing great.
They've got my address. That's all I'm saying.
No, dude, they're absolutely killing it though. Cause like, I don't know how to create this content like that. You know what I mean? Like everybody's doing it. It's cool.
Yeah. But I've always loved that about you, how honest you are about your, I don't want to say your shortcomings, but the stuff you're not really good in.
Yeah.
Like when Nick busted in with an Instagram live feed and he's trying to talk to you as you were making the salt scrub that first time and you're counting and you were like, I can't talk and count. Leave me alone. I was like, oh, I'm never letting him live that down ever.
I can't.
I'm like such a marine comment, you know.
One at a time, man. You can't count and talk. What is this?
It's tricky.
That's still to this day, I can't do that.
Yeah, but it's still one of those priceless moments, like
of real honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you look at that, and that's why when everyone's like, well, you know, why do you keep going back? Why do you talk about this company? Right there. You've got an owner who just admitted publicly, I can't talk and count.
Yeah. We can go through all my shortcomings if you want. I'm not embarrassed of my insecurities.
But that's one of the biggest things too. Everybody gets so hung up on their insecurities and think that they're the only person that has those insecurities. So they keep it private. But if we all just open up and be more honest with ourselves and one another, we realize we're all a lot more alike. And it's okay if we're struggling in a certain area. Yeah. Everybody goes through it.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of people won't extend that hand. Like I've seen you guys do in your lives, like on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Where you sat there and you talked about everything about your relationship, the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between. Yeah. Or just recently, Johnny, how you're sharing your photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A completely different side of you, you know? If more people would open up and just be like, look, here I am.
This is who I am. It's a fear of rejection. That's really what it comes down to. Fear of rejection of the society you live in. Yeah. So it's all just breaking past that. But the problem is that there's not enough people like us standing up and breaking that.
Right.
And making other people feel like it's possible. We all stay in our homes and we think that like, I'm going to hide my insecurities because everyone else is. But when somebody sees someone making a stance for something that they believe in, it encourages and motivates them to do the same. So that's our goal, is really in the company, business and personal, is to encourage you to be the better part of yourself, to let that out because it's in there and only you are holding it down. And like I said, I keep coming back. It's just a grooming product, but it's not. We want better. We want better.
It's an in-depth experience. And the way you were talking about that, it reminds me of that old Afghanistan saying, how a river is formed, drop by drop.
Yep. Yeah.
So being that drop every single day and getting out in front of it and going, it's okay to screw up. It's okay to do this. It's okay to have this go wrong. It's okay to do that.
Yeah.
What'd you learn from it? How are you moving forward? Right. What are you doing with this?
Yeah. Failure is just a part of the road. Yes. It's a part of the journey to get there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at my channel, trust me, there's a lot of failure there at times, you know.
Oh, but you learn from it, you grow.
That's the point. That's what we say all the time. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity to do something different. Everything, every single thing. Label as a problem, change that word to opportunity, and move on. That's it.
Now, we're going to switch topics on something here because, Miss Rebecca, I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
I'll see you.
I actually got yelled at by some, oh boy, I'm going to use a gender word here. Some females that I know and I deeply respect for having you on last time. And I really didn't throw some real questions your way.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Okay. I hope I'm ready.
Oh, God, I hope so too.
Oh, geez. This is live.
So I know that, like, you are basically the boss. How much pressure do you put on yourself being a very successful businesswoman from a hugely successful company?
I'd say a pretty good amount. Pretty good amount. Just because I'm a perfectionist at heart, and if there's any issue, even if it's not an issue, if anything has a slight hiccup, I immediately take ownership. It's my fault. I should have corrected. I should have foreseen that happening. So I just always want to make sure everything's running smooth 100%. So there's some pressure on there, but I think I like to keep it under control and not let it come out and seem as craziness. It's controlled.
Okay, so John, if she comes home and beats you, just blink twice. We'll know the truth, okay? I love how she's staring at him like, go ahead and blink. Go ahead.
Yeah,
blink.
do it.
Do it, blink, watch.
Tell them.
So have you always been that way? Like you've been, I don't want to say a perfectionist, but very detail oriented, like very mission driven throughout your life? Or is this something that ramped up when Johnny Slick started, becoming very successful?
No, that's been for as long as I can remember. Everything has to be like super organized in its place, even throughout schooling and doing his schooling too. Like everything was just super, I don't know.
She did my schooling. You didn't miss here. I didn't go to high school. She did my high school work.
I don't know. It's kind of like I don't want to say like my comfort zone, but if everything's neat and organized in its place and I know where everything is and everything's accounted for, it just kind of gives me peace of mind and it just makes everything work easily, especially to be at the size we are and have all the people. Like somebody just needs to keep everything organized and everything moving smoothly. And I really enjoy it. I feel like that's my strong suit and that's what I bring to the company. And I enjoy that I can do that for both our in-house team and to the Slicksters as well.
Well, I love that one Instagram where Johnny was working out and you were like, hey, you're done. Time to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And he tried to talk. You're like, no, now. I'm like, damn, Johnny. Run, bro.
Tell me about it.
It's tough love, though. It's just tough love.
The way she handles operations is beyond anything else. Like just the sheer fact that she can't sleep at night if somebody missed a meeting because of her. It's like that pressure that she holds on herself is like no other. I've never seen it before. I've never encountered it in the business world. Like things are done or they're not done. There's no gray area. And at this level, that's what
it has to be.
That's what needs to happen. And it sounds cruel, but I mean, was it Steve Jobs that said, if you don't hurt someone's feelings by noon, you failed?
You failed.
I think you said that.
But I don't think I hurt anybody's feelings.
No, but
it's
not
a
in a matter of feeling. No, because
yeah.
like there's no feelings like that. But if you hold people accountable, that's your job. And she's damn good at it, especially with me, because I need some accountability.
He's a creative artist and sometimes he'll lose track of days or times and I'm just like, hey man, we got to have this done. Here's your deadline. Where are we at with it?
Yeah. If without that, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah. So it's an equal balance. You got to have the creative and then you got to have the structure behind it. So that's always worked really well for us.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's incredible. It's like, all right, Johnny, go play with your crayons. You're fine now. All right, we got to get stuff done. Come on.
Like sitting at the kids' table, like eating a green one.
The green ones taste like snozberries, Rebecca.
I mean,
Snozberries.
You should see us in our meetings. Him and Nick will be going back and forth and joking. And I'm like, all right, guys, fun time's over. Like,
she's like, back to the list.
Let's go. Stay focused.
You got a meeting at 2? You gonna be there? Like, straight to the point. But that's what the meetings are for.
Right.
We're goofballs, and she's the structure. So.
Well, I've watched you and Nick have a business meeting. Wasn't that day you were trying to play Call of Duty and kill each other? So, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No.
That was interesting.
I'm not.
Dan, I hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you in here. You need anything, you let me know. So I was directed to ask you this question. And for the first time in the history of the freaking channel, there's a question that's planned out.
Let's do it.
Miss Rebecca, have you faced any backlash being a female badass in the business world?
I have not. None.
That is so good to hear.
Yeah. Honestly, that doesn't even cross my mind. I've never felt like I had like a disadvantage or I was looked down upon because like I was a female. Like I'm very lucky to say that that's never crossed my path. And honestly, it's not something that I would worry myself with because at the end of the day, like I know what I bring to the table. I know my weaknesses. I know my strengths. And, you know, if somebody's got an issue just because of my gender, that sounds like an issue that they have. That has nothing to do with me.
So just because we're talking about business and all that fun stuff, I'm assuming you guys have like a 5-year plan for Johnny Slicks and a 10-year and a 15 and a 20-year.
Nope. Look, man, check this out, right? We started in 2018. We were making $300 monthly revenue. Within a year, we went up to 6-figure. And by that April of 2020, we were a 7-figure company. Ain't nobody planned on that. Like that was the 5-year plan to become a 7-figure company. That happened in less than 2 years. So we can have a plan, but ain't no way it's sticking to that. Things change so quick.
We'll have like ideas and concepts, but because we're such hands-on owners with the company, because our team is so small, we're actively working on it every day. There's no point where we're sitting with our feet up for a full day thinking, oh, what should we do next? Like we're just in it.
On top of that, not getting too political, but things are not like
nobody can predict the future.
There's no repetition. There's no patterns anymore. Things are just, you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, okay, privacy settings are shut down, so I can't advertise on Facebook for the next 3 months. I don't know how I'm going to make my revenue. So now time to change. We took a hit, we pivoted, we made a change, but that wasn't a part of the plan. You know what I mean? So we have a 5-year idea, but
a concept. I
guarantee there's going to be 800 million decisions before there that we're going to have to make. You know what I mean? So it all comes down to, tell
Dan,
Johnny.
I'm not getting in that, Dan. Nope. Nope.
I mean, all right. That's rude. That's cool. Why you bully me?
Because he can. That's all I'm saying. Dan, but he's my favorite hairy hooligan. So, you know.
Dope. You got a cool nickname for him. So I'll take your word for it.
Oh, I got nicknames for a lot of people, just not a lot of them family friendly on the channel. So I'm beating him. Now, one of the things that has always stood out with me, and you've put it publicly, so it's not like I'm talking about any behind the scenes crap, where you guys started, you know, bank accounts drained, cars repoed, sitting around an empty house, and now where you're at. Do you ever just at any point lean back and go, how the F did I get here?
We lean back.
I see that smile, Mr. Becca. That was evil.
So we lean back and we look at the company, but we never really question how we got to someplace because the actions we make are so specific and we're so sure on the actions and decisions we make that we know how we got here. We worked our asses off for it. But we do look back and we're like, dang, if we thought it was going to be like this, we would have never.
If somebody told us we would be here right where we are today, we would have been like, nah.
You crazy. Yeah. Absolutely crazy.
You're crazy.
We look back at the company, but honestly, it's kind of hard. That's one thing that we work on constantly is being able to leave the trenches and look over and see everything at one time.
Okay.
We are day-to-day operators in the company. So it's hard for us to actually step back and look at the company as a whole constantly and ask those type of questions. We do work on it, but it is difficult when Black Friday is coming up. Right after that, we got the holidays, Slick Day. So like heads down, work. like that's what we strive to do, and that's what we do daily. But yeah, there are times we look back, we just never really question how we got there. It's more about what could we do? What could we do now?
What can we do next?
What we're doing good. We're on a roll.
Yeah.
What can we do now? Let's keep going. What's next? Kind of questions. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that big next was Amazon with you guys, and we haven't talked about that yet. Getting into that, that had to add a lot of stress, and with that stress, add revenue, which is always good for a company. But that stress level, and yes, we're gearing towards the mental health, segment of the show here in a moment. So leading in, that's for you, Dan. That's called a lead-in questions. Okay, lead in. But I mean, I love the fact that you guys are always rolling with that, and you're rolling forward, and you're rolling this. Like when you did your video about getting on Amazon, Nick's like, "Hey, yeah, guess what? We've got like 7 million orders for you to fill by an hour."
Yeah.
And you were like, "I guess I better shut up and get on this."
Yeah. Like, well, what are we still talking for, man?
Right.
Like, let's get to work.
Let's just get to work.
Yeah. No, it definitely is stressful. But we believe that there isn't a single thing that's presented to you that you're not prepared for, if that makes sense. Things and opportunities and doors that are open for you are because you asked for them to be open. You didn't choose the time and you didn't choose the opportunity, but you chose to be there. And we walked through the door. We asked for this. So we asked to have 7 million orders on Amazon. So we know we can handle it because we asked for it. So it's a matter of being able to balance that stress and realize that there's something coming bigger.
And what's also cool with that is we can't grow unless we challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that the four of us stick strong to is always challenging ourselves. And okay, we know what we're strong at, but how can we push ourselves further and kind of test ourselves to always be better and do more?
Yeah. Do more is the best.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I always tell my kids every single day. Okay, yesterday's gone. What are you doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 5 good things yesterday. Can you do 6?
Right.
Can you match it? Can you do better? It's just keep moving forward because from the military, every day is an evolution.
Yeah.
And you've got to keep that momentum going. You've got to keep everything. And every so often, one of the wheels flies off the cart. But are you ready to, stop, do the jack, do everything you got to do to get the wheel back on and keep moving forward? Yeah.
And that's the point is keep moving forward no matter what. Like stress level, whatever. It's like, don't let your environment define you. You define your environment and work, Yep.
And Donald has a question for you. Are you seeing constant growth in the men and ladies line?
Yeah. In the company?
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. Consistent growth. Absolutely. Yeah. We haven't slowed down. The biggest slowdown we had, honestly, we had 2 slowdowns. We had obviously the mass pandemic notification where the whole country's on lockdown. No one's spending money. No one's doing anything. Every company had a pivot there or not pivot. And you know what happened to them, unfortunately. That was a big slowdown for us, but we chose to pivot in certain ways. We stayed American made instead of outsourcing, which looking back now was the best thing we could have ever done. And it really wasn't a hard decision for us to make. It was more of a, are we going to survive this? Because we have no idea.
Right.
The second one was the privacy rollout that Apple did. That was another big pivot that we had to adjust to for advertising and privacy settings, updating all privacy. And of course, California always doing their thing. So privacy settings, that was another big thing. But honestly, our goals are still, outrageously being met, which is kind of really cool. So knock on wood, obviously, but we haven't seen any slowdown really. Nothing to like make us
any concern.
Yeah, things are constantly growing. It's awesome.
Yeah, and Mr. Zarate, I'm fitting into his. Damn it, I keep doing that. I'm fitting into their schedule today. Okay, this is what they had for me, and I'm like, gimme. So, yeah, I'm early, really early today, but no matter. All right, now we're going to kind of flip over to mental health a little bit because I know this is a topic you talk about a bit. Mm-hmm. You always, God, how can I put it? You always preach about getting outside your comfort zone and taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Because a whole bunch of people love to embrace. This is the only way I can put it. That dark side.
Yeah.
And they don't want to sit there and be like, "Hey, Johnny, I'm having a bad day."
Yeah.
And open up and do things. Now, I know with the pressure that you guys are under and your team is under, do you ever have moments at your team where you sit down and go, hey, guys, we need to talk, air stuff out, get it out here in the open, let's move forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I make it almost a daily, unless I'm busy, but I make it a very, very hard priority of mine to check in with every single person individually. It is kind of difficult. I study psychology here and there. I'm by no means like a doctor in anything, but to go and to talk to somebody is different than acting on it. I want and I show every single person that's on the team that if you have my back, I have your back, but I have your back first. So I'm here to prove to you that my leadership is about support, not about do as I say, not do as I say, not as I do type thing. Yeah. So I go to them and I ask them all the time, you need anything? And it's not a, do you need anything? Can be like a very open-ended question, almost a rhetorical question, especially if you have your bag on your shoulder and you're like, hey, I'm leaving. You need anything? Like, who's going to say, yeah, I need something. Can you stop and come here? Like, it's a very psychoanalytic of it. But yeah, I go and ask everybody how they're doing, air things out, personal first, business after, obviously, because I'm coming to them to ask them if they're personally doing okay and if they need anything. Very rarely is there any like red flags or anything. Most of these guys, I mean, through our leadership, all four of us, the owners, these guys are pretty much self-sufficient when it comes to mental health. I mean, they go out and they talk to people about it. So they're not only living it, but now they're preaching it as well, which is really, really cool to see that growth of mental health and transparency and openness, because that's all it is. It's mental health is just confided in yourself. Yeah, it's opening and having that conversation in a very safe and comfortable place. And yeah, we ensure that every single employee
and what's awesome
get that opportunity to do
too
that.
Is they'll talk amongst themselves throughout the day. And I overheard a couple people talking in the back, and they were having like a personal issue, and they were just talking about it to each other. And they're like, holy crap, now that I said that out loud to you, it makes sense. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for being there for me. Yeah.
So it's very basic for us to have a very rudimentary line of open communication. Almost, saying open door policy. We almost have like a no door policy.
Yeah.
Like there is no door. There is no point in time. Midnight on a Sunday, I don't care. Like, you call me if there's any problems, and they do. And what we lead by example is thoughts drive words, words drive action, action drives change. So when somebody comes to us with a problem and they need us to have their back, damn right, I'm going to have your back 100%. I'll do whatever it takes because you're worth it to me. And that's the team environment we build. This is a tribe. This is a team. We're here, live or die type situation. Yeah. We're here for each other. So.
Yeah, and guys, I will say for the record, it's just not his team, because they've done it for me as well. We were talking about this in the green room. Hey, how you doing? How's things going? You doing okay? Mm-hmm. So that it's who Johnny is, and I can't believe I've gone like 43 minutes without doing it. It's a great testament to Mama Slicks. So, Mama Slicks, we love you. Thank you so much for giving us Johnny. Okay. Yeah, and Dan, I agree about that. You heard it a lot lately. It's difficult to tell between they mean it and they're just saying it to be nice. I get it, but we're going to follow that up with this. And Zarate, brother, that's why I just had that weird look, because I saw that. All my contact info is there, bro. You can talk to me. I will always answer you no matter what. And I'm sure anybody in the chat will answer you as well. If you've got to talk, bro, I'm here. I get it. We've all been there. I mean, Johnny, after you got out, I know you went through some weird times. I know just going through your business, you've gone through weird times. We all have them. Michael, we're here for you, man.
Yeah. 100%.
So, I mean, we all do it. Like a guest I had last week, he said something that really caught me home when he had his newborn, and he goes, you're a dad, you've gone through this where you've had these deep, dark, nasty thoughts. And it's like, yeah, because you're like, I'm going to launch a kid out a window and, stop crying, I'm going to throw you in a dumpster, but I'd never do that.
Yeah. Perspective. So, it's hard for us to, when we are in a dark place, it's hard for us to get out of it because we justify our actions and our thoughts. Mm-hmm. When you're feeling low, when you're feeling anxious, stressed, depressed, all of that, it's hard to get out of that because you feel you're entitled to be there. I don't think now everybody has their, downs, and everybody has bad days. Everybody has, all that. But where do you feel whole? Not where do you feel whole, but where do you feel whole as a person? Look for those type of situations and strive to be in those type of situations. It's hard to get out of that, obviously, and that's where you have people like Chris, who's a helping hand, somebody that can get you out of there. And hey, I've been here before. It's not that bad, man. Like, come on, let's go. There's more. That's very, very strong to have contacts like that. So yeah, if you definitely need anything, you can reach out to anyone at our team too, and we will absolutely take care of you no matter what.
Okay, what was that? Pull it up. Yeah, of course, bro. I got Michael. I got you. Period. I got you. Period. You've been a long time supporter of my channel. Even if you weren't, even if you were here for the first time, I'd be saying the same thing, because that stuff. And unfortunately, when you embrace that and you hold on to it and you hold it dear, like Johnny was saying, a moment ago about where do you find yourself whole? Too many people try to fill those holes with self-medication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that leads to those demons just going, hi, I'm a little louder right now.
Yeah.
Or like I said last week, when you force them down, they've only got one way to go, and that's right back out. And it gets a lot worse when it comes back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said that a couple of months ago. I said the absence of what these prescription medications do is they make you not feel sad anymore. But the absence of sadness does not mean happiness. It doesn't. And people feel sad for so long that they do their own self-medications, prescription medications, and these things to kind of like suppress it. And you no longer feel sad. It doesn't mean you're happy. It just means you're not sad anymore.
You're almost numbing yourself.
You're numbing yourself, your frontal lobe, your decision-making, how you feel. These are things that are natural that all of us feel constantly. It's just we're being told to not communicate our feelings to each other because for whatever, we're men. We can't do that, right? But that's where growth comes from, communication and challenging yourself and putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to experience it, be better, and move past it. Just take it head on and be there with your team and with your tribe and with people that care.
Yep. And this is what I was referring to with Dan earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I lost my mom a year ago, and then I buried my dad last Thursday. My condolences, first off. That's really hard and heavy. I'm 33 and they were 60 and younger. What do you suggest to get out of that hole? Now, I do not have a doctorate. I do not. I don't have personal experience on that behalf either. But I will say that every single person that goes, I've never gone. Obviously, I'm alive. I can almost guarantee to you that they wanted somebody to still be standing when they left. And if you are not standing and taking this life for everything it has afterwards, then you are doing a disservice to them. You need to live the life that you think they would want you to have. Now, granted, it's hard for me to speak on behalf of that because I've not been in that experience. I don't have any experience in regards to that specifically, that situation. But I will say that you have to do everything you can to live life to the fullest, especially now. We have people passing at younger than ever. We have people passing randomly more and more often, more and more closer to us. And this is only going to get worse. And if you're not living life to the fullest, then
and enjoying every moment.
Put yourself in their shoes. It's all about perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. And if you saw someone standing at your bedside, or if you thought about someone on the last second, don't you want to be like, damn, when I go, it's inevitable. I want that person to strive and be the best person they ever want to be. That's what you have to live on, and that's what you have to move forward with. I'm not saying that can fill a hole because I don't know the hole you have inside yourself. Only you know that. But I do suggest that just try something, do something, act on something, because that's most likely what both your mom and your dad wanted for you, right? So
yeah. So me being me, Dan, there was a phrase I was taught a while ago, and it was especially powerful when you're in the military.
Yep.
Your name doesn't belong to you. It belongs to everybody who came before you.
Yeah.
You are honor and duty bound to return that better than what you got it.
Yep.
Dan, I know your brother. I love you, Opie. But you've also got that little girl. So think about this. If you can't pull out of that hole, Do you see what I'm saying? You know, I'm available for you no matter what, Dan. And that's all I got at this moment. Just think about it. Think about what Johnny said, what they would want for you. Your mom and dad would not want you suffering. They would want you happy. They would want you smiling. Yeah. Their time's done. Your time is not. Keep writing your story.
Yeah. Yeah. And then someday when it's your time to go, and Chris, you said he has a daughter, what do you want for her? Put yourself in those shoes. Imagine being there with her by the bedside and you're going, what do you want? You just answered your own question. What should you do is also what you would want for them, right? Think about those type of things. And obviously meditate on these before acting on anything. Meditate, think about it, put it into different perspectives, pros, cons, and just take action because there's not much time left for any of us, really.
Well, true. But now to lighten it up a moment, sorry, as we're going a different area, I'm going to give you guys a spoiler for a step-parent video coming out.
Oh, okay.
It's appropriate to do this.
Let's do it.
So my kids are at the table, and I was watching replays of The Kids Are All Right. It's a comedy that was set in the 70s. And it made me laugh a lot because the mom on the show reminded me of my mother growing up.
Yeah.
And I was looking at my kids. I'm like, yeah, those are clothes I used to wear. Yeah, I can relate. Yeah, I understand that. And my middle child, that close to becoming a dumpster baby. She looks at me and she goes, Daddy, what was it like growing up in the 19s?
Oh,
I went, I'll be back in a little bit.
I got you.
So, yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's just being a kid, man.
But I mean, come on, you know, like 1900. Did I come over on a wooden ship battling polio?
What was it like, though? Can you tell us?
Really bad clothes and bad music. Yeah,
you guys are the best.
But yeah, so regrouping and moving forward. I like the fact that you have that open relationship with your team because you don't see that in a lot of environments. A lot of environments will preach and go, we're a family, we're this, we're that. And I don't know if you struggled with that when you got out of the military, but one of the things I hated when you go to a job interview, we're a family. No, you're not. Not till you've slept in a GP medium with 20 other guys and MRE farts.
Yeah.
No, you're not a family. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Miss Rebecca, those are the nastiest things on the planet.
Can imagine.
Yes.
That's family. Yeah.
Yes. When you haven't killed someone for that chili mac fart and you want to, that's family.
Yeah.
And the principle behind it as well, having each other's back.
Yeah.
Because you work for, I'm not going to, it's Barnes & Noble. I mean, that's like still a store, right?
Yeah.
I think it's still
so like if some guy gets a DUI, right? Or some guy has a hard time with his marriage, right? And he's working there. Are any of these employees going to stop what they're doing to hear about your story, hear about your problems, offer solutions, and be listening? Is your management going to let you have the day off to go take care of these personal issues? No, because you're a number, you're a thing. It's corporate America. That's just how it's written in policy. What's awesome about not being corporate America is actually having the time to be like, hey, all of this Johnny Slicks stuff, we're all wearing Johnny Slicks shirts and it's a work day. All of this can go.
Oops, wrong side.
All of this can be put on pause for a second. You need to talk to. We need something. Support. We need support. And if you don't get that, then all of this is going to go away either way. So let's focus on this first and listen. And if we all have to have a meeting about it to talk over about your marital issues, what kind of advice, if that needs to happen, then work can end right now for the day and we can all go and get lunch and talk about it because that's the weakest chain type of situation, right? That is what we live by in leadership. It's actually quite refreshing because it teaches us as well, which is the best part.
Yeah, but I like those little off-the-wall vlogs that Nick does about Johnny Slicks, whereas you guys went to throw axes to determine, the gender reveal was an axe throwing party.
Yeah.
Or how you've had
we did a slick sale.
Yeah, how you've had like lunches out and you see your whole crew and you're tagging everybody and it doesn't look like, oh crap, we're here. Johnny's making us be, mandatory fun day. What do we got here? All right, Dan, if you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. No BS, dude. Get a hold of me.
Yeah, man. Or email us, sales@johnnyslix.com. She'll get to you.
Yeah. Nice segue. Dropping on Rebecca. Good.
No, I mean, that's her contact. If you need anything from any of us, she's the COO. She'll make sure it gets to us.
That's what I've told other people. They're like, man, I sent him a message on Instagram. I'm like, well, there's your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send it to sales at Johnny's
It's not a business platform. It's a social media platform. Email.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear, Zarati, because, you always wonder if you go live right in the middle of the day, who's going to show up and watch. But I don't care if 2 people showed up. So some interesting stuff has happened today, like it always does with you guys.
I know.
My lives with you guys are never boring.
Aw.
All right, so how we coming on Beast Bars? I got to pick on your products a moment.
Beast Bars, they're coming out good. The formula is almost finished. The problem lies in designing of boxes. Now we have box designing, box printing capabilities right here in America. The problem lies with getting them designed in a timely manner. Now we haven't publicly said it, but I don't know if Beast Bars will make it by Black Friday, but we are striving to have them at least done by Slick Day. Slick Day, I'm hoping. Nice. It kind of goes along with the brand ambassador we were talking about. It's very, very difficult for me personally with formula writing and my passion for quality to roll out something that I'm not 100% on board with. And right now, the way Beast Bars are, I don't want to push it. I don't want these boxes to be 75% done and roll out. I don't want that. I want them to be what they are going to be for a while. Like the design of any of our labels, they don't change. It was perfect when we launched it. And that's how I want to keep it as well.
I really like the throwback look on your labels. I mean, seriously, I really, truly do. Thank
you. Yeah. Allie did that, actually. She took lead of that. When is Slick Day? It's March 6th is our actual anniversary. We launched on March 6th, 2018. We'll normally fluctuate that date depending on day of the week. If the 6th lies on a Thursday, we'll do a sale on Friday. If it lies on a Sunday, we'll do it the Friday prior. So it's usually that Friday or Saturday right around March 6th.
And when he releases Slick Day cake, you need to
go crazy.
Don't screw around.
100%.
Don't wait.
Yeah, I agree. Of course.
Outside of original Slicks and berry Slicks, okay, well, maybe apple, sorry. My top 3 favorite, Slick Day cake.
I'm wearing it now. I love Slick Day cake.
Freaking awesome. The cuteness factor loves it. She won't leave me alone, which is kind of cool because like she's at that age where you want those cuddles because when she turns into that teenager, you're going to be like, kill you.
Well, it sounds like you need more Slick Day then.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just saying, in this house with my girls, whoo, buddy.
You're going through it.
So I definitely want to roll out more product variants for certain types of fragrances. So Slick Day would be awesome to do in like a shampoo conditioner. Slick spray, right. It's really, really difficult to roll these out because of manufacturing capabilities, obviously, but we'll get there. And it all comes down to formula writing, obviously. But that's I think the end goal is to get every single fragrance in every single product and then start crafting new stuff from there.
Okay, so without giving away too much secrets, I've been wanting to ask you this for a little while. Isn't it just as simple? This is just me, an outsider. I don't know. You have your shampoo conditioner or, the Beast Wash. Isn't it just as simple as you already have that formula down to make those? Mm-hmm. Don't you just add the fragrances to it? Or is it something totally different for each one? Now, keep it vague because I don't want you giving away secrets.
No, I got you. No worries. In principle, yes, it is that simple. But if we're rolling out specific products that are supposed to be our quality, this quality, then it's not as simple as that. Every fragrance has a different volume, a different viscosity, right? So they're all either a little bit thinner. So Paradise, for example, Beach Care and Paradise is made with actual oranges, right? There's actual oranges in there. Nice. Granted, this is during the process, so all of the allergens and everything that's based there is gone. It's just a smell of it. It's a little bit thinner than the other ones. Now, the coconut oil kind of blends into that, makes it a little bit thicker, but it is a little bit thinner. So we have to adjust all the formulas to match that. So for Formula 49, I have water-based. I have these water-based pomades I'm working on. It looks like oil-based, but it's not. It's a little bit smoother, actually. It's nice. It's hard, strong hold, matte finish, or shiny, actually. This is a high hold, high shine. So I'm working on that. But this exact formula right here, this is original. In Paradise, if I were to tilt this jar, it would be liquid.
Okay, cool.
So
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So every fragrance oil and every preceding ingredient that goes along with that differs. So a lot of times we'll use bentonite clay to thicken up some fragrance oils. Other times we'll increase 5% more beeswax, 8% more oil, this, that, cook it for 12 degrees for 8 more minutes. There's always something that's a little bit different. And granted, no consumer is supposed to know that. They're just supposed to be the exact same. So your perception of how it's done is exactly what I want it to be. Because that's what the quality, when you pick up an original and a rugged, you're like, oh, these were probably made the same because they're the same, but they're not. They're made differently. They each have their different type of formula. And the fact that the quality is so pinpoint that you can't tell the difference makes me happy.
See, the only one I knew was different was Beach Care, because you came out and said that you increased certain things in there.
Yeah,
right.
Because I remember sending you a message going, dude, what the F? Did I just pay for a brand new label?
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, no, I got you. See, this is what's going on.
Check it. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like the different label, same product idea. You know that. I don't like it.
I know that. All right. So I got a couple more questions for you guys, and we're going to kind of hit that wrap up because, I usually like to keep it short with you guys. And especially seeing how I'm kind of in the middle of your day, I really want to respect your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, Miss Rebecca, I just got a text message with this question. So forgive me. It's another. I have a woman who's going to put a boot up my ass if I don't ask.
That's scary, man.
That is terrifying.
If you know this woman, it would hurt. She kind of wants to know, what is, in your opinion, the hardest thing about being the CEO or COO or the boss or whatever it is of a hugely successful company? What is the biggest problem to you?
Oh, that's a good question.
And she's got a follow-up. What advice would you have for young girls who want to pursue a career path like that?
Oh, gosh.
Just so you know, she wasn't prepared for this.
I was not prepared for this at all.
I wasn't prepared for that because I just got that text message. And I'm like, if I don't ask, they have my address. I'm not in the mood to catch a beat down.
The hardest thing I would say is just kind of balancing everything, making sure the day-to-day is operating smoothly, but making sure that the future is moving smoothly with those plans to move everything forward. And then making sure that my actions reflect all of our core values, and to make sure I don't get hung up on, I don't know how to word this right, but to make sure I don't get hung up on one single operation and that I'm not checking in with the team, or I'm not checking in with manufacturing and seeing how they're doing. So kind of always making sure that we're available to the whole team at any point, but making sure that the day-to-day operations are still going smoothly. So, sometimes that struggle is we have to put the day-to-day work on hold, make sure the team is good and make sure the company is good. And then there's some late nights where we have to put in the extra hours of work to catch up on everything. Yep. But we enjoy doing that because we want to make sure everybody's happy and everybody's whole. So it's kind of just finding that balance, I would say, between work and personal, and then the work to team relationship, I'd say, if that makes sense. I hope it did.
No, it makes sense. Now, and then, that wonderful little follow-up, what advice would you give to young women who want to enter that, that business world and be successful?
I would say just stick true to yourself. Know who you are, be confident in yourself, and don't let especially yourself, but don't let yourself or others second guess your work. What you bring to the table, be confident, hold strong, but don't be resistant to change. Always want to keep growing, always want to keep changing. Nick and Johnny beat me over the head for years because I was
not physically.
Not physically. Just because I was
both snapped.
I was so stubborn and I was so reluctant to change. And the two of them kept pushing me and they're like, you can do more. You're holding yourself back. And it's because I was terrified of change. I was just like, nah, this is my little safety bubble. This is what I know. This is how I'm going to stay forever. But they finally got to me and I was like, holy crap, when you start to open the doors for yourself, there's so many more possibilities out there. And then you find more happiness in it.
Good answer.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's good answer. And now for anybody watching who's thinking about sending me a text, don't, because we're going to hit that wrap up. Okay. So send them in. Like when I get them scheduled on another one, I'll have a little bit more
questions lined up.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I'll even do you a favor. I'll even send them over to you so you can have whatever ready. Instead of like putting you on the spot.
I like when it's impulse. I like random questions.
First thing that comes up.
I like pop-ups.
He's better with words, though. I feel like I get tripped up on words a lot.
If I think about a question too much, I make it super complicated. The more blunt and straightforward and non-prep time I have, the more honest and transparent I can be.
Yeah, but I could send you a whole bunch of questions, and when you come on the show thinking you're ready, I'd be like, ha, rip up. Now, here we go.
Why are you bullying me? You're gonna have me do work and then throw it out the window? I'll be like, damn, bro, you said question 1. This ain't question 1. What's going on, man?
The only other one I have is kind of a wrap up before we hit it is, do you actually carry a taser around, Miss Rebecca, to keep Johnny and Nick under control?
No, honestly, I don't have to. I have like a tone. So like when or my face, actually, I've got a lot of facial expressions and you caught it too. I have like no control over my face. So my emotions are right there. So they'll see a look and then they know, and they're like, okay, Rebecca's serious. Or when I yell, John. John is the serious term. Like, I need your focus right now.
He even twitched it. I was like, John, he's like,
because I don't say it often.
Straighter,
There's a video where this guy is sitting down and he's eating breakfast or something, and his wife is filming, and I think it was a TikTok or something. She says his first name, and then he looks up and he's like, "Why'd you say that? What day is it?" And he looks at the calendar. He's like, "What happened? Did something? What's wrong?" That's how I feel when she says my first name. I'm like, what? Is it the anniversary? Hold on. What day is it? Every time I know I messed up. So
nice. Well, I want to say thank you both for coming on the show. I mean,
thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
I always love having you guys on, and I will say, if I keep getting pressured by certain female people, Mr. Bucker, we're gonna have to set up a show just for you.
Oh gosh, that'd be awesome. Let's do it.
So yeah, I was gonna talk about the green boat skirt. I threw it out there. You said cool.
Yeah.
We'll set that up.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching this thing, if you guys ever want to buy any Johnny Slicks products, I normally don't sit there and go buy, because I want you to get to know them. This is why I love doing these live feeds. Maybe you heard something today that hooked you. Maybe you saw something that makes you want to go check them out. That's why these are important. You get to see a whole new side of them. And if you ever want to use a discount code, TCTBNL, right there. That's all I'm saying. Use it. Not affiliate. Excuse me. It's not an affiliate. It's just a discount code. I make jack off it. So, as I usually do, I throw out a challenge for everybody. And it's a really, really simple challenge. You guys heard this last time, and you longtime viewers, you're used to this. Call 3 people. Take the time this week to get a hold of 3 people, because you never know how you're just, hey, what's going on, can change their day. Look at today. We had Michael Zarate open up about stuff. We had Beard of the North open up about stuff. And that's just a random conversation I was having with these 2 incredible people. So call someone. Find out how they're doing. You can't call 3, call 2. Can't call 2, call 1. Just get off your butt and call someone and have that human interaction, because that can change so much just like that.
Yeah.
Just like I always do, I'm going to throw it over to you guys. Anything you want to add?
I don't think so.
I love you guys.
I love you? Really?
I love all of this. Every part of this I love so much, and I really appreciate giving us the opportunity to come on here and
connect with others and
do more
share a little bit about us.
There's nothing we want more, really.
Well, I appreciate that greatly. I really, really do.
yeah. And there was one other thing I wanted to say, but I guess I wasn't that
slipped away from you.
Yeah, I guess so.
He'll cuss me out later. Don't worry.
I do love how you end the show like that, though, with a challenge, because it is really, really important for us to communicate to each other. I've been saying it a lot lately, and the more I say it, the more it makes sense to me. We spend too much time talking about what makes me unique, what makes them different than me. And we talk about I'm this, and we put labels on ourselves to differentiate us from others. That's toxic. That is not okay anymore. That is not okay. We need to start pointing out what makes us all similar. We're all together here. We all suffer together. We all strive together. We all grow together. If somebody is having a bad time or something going through something, the only way to get through that is with a team. You have each other. You have people. Reach out to them. On the worst day, imagine yourself in a bad day. You're just sad music. It's raining. You're off work. You're just miserable. You're depressed. Imagine getting a random phone call from a good buddy. It's been years you have talked to. How can that drastically change that person's life? That's crazy to not want that. Help each other. We're all here together, and we have a lot more similar than we do different. So let's start focusing on that. Let's start moving towards that and bring everything back to where it's supposed to be.
Amen to that.
Yeah,
seriously, amen to that.
I really do. I love how you end it like that. That's awesome.
I appreciate that.
It's the best.
I mean, hey, it's been a long progress with my live feed, so I'm finally getting things down after a couple of years.
Yeah,
you're learning and growing.
It's about time, I know. But guys, as you know, I usually reveal the next day's video. Surprise, surprise! It's going to be a knife review. I swear to God, I'm getting back to men's grooming content this weekend. I've done putting that stuff on hold. It's coming back to the channel. But as we usually do, guys, we're going to hit that outro. You two, please don't go away. There's something I want to talk to you about in the green room real quick.
See you, everyone.
All right. Whoops. Guys, thank you so much for the time you just gave me. I hope you enjoyed our guest tonight if we had one, and yes, I'm pre-recording this, or that you might have enjoyed an open mic night or whatever the heck just happened. We're going to try to do these every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and whatever you guys are in between and around the world. Next week, we should have another amazing guest or something really cool for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching all this stuff, guys, and we'll see you in our next one.